Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Away days episode 113.
Back on the odds.
Back on the odds. No, but I think because every second week for Monday, so we'll get back on the even soon enough. Tell you what a weekend of football. Let's take it in the positives. This has got to be the best weekend of football I have seen in a very long time. I can't
definitely this season.
Definitely this season. I'm thinking back to last season, maybe like a Leverkusen comeback coinciding with a Man City Arsenal game potentially.
Yeah,
but
it's hard to find. Even last year, it's hard to find a better weekend.
I look at it. We'll get into it. Syria obviously does what Syria does best, which is just chaos everywhere, movement on the table, top of the ladder stuff. You go to the Bundesliga, you got LATE-ERKUSEN coming back.
The commentary on that was so sick as well.
It got me fired up. Yeah. Obviously got the cup final happen on the weekend as well. We've got Man City dropping points. You know, if Arsenal had lost to Chelsea, it would have been even better.
That was like the most boring game of the weekend.
I know, we tried. We had
I
everybody
felt
on the
sorry
couch.
for you boys
all four of us on the couch.
On the watch line.
And we're falling asleep for that one too. United won a game of football. So it was one of the great weekends of football. And then we'll get into the big one, which is Barcelona's comeback. That was one of the all-time remontadas there, just turning it around. Yeah. Hunty, we'll get into him in a bit, but he wanted that game. You could tell he wanted it. But crazy weekend. Just simply...
Fucking everywhere you look, there's something going on, which was insane. Fucking title races are heating up. So, yeah. I mean, maybe Bundesliga's back. Maybe it's back.
I don't know, jinx it. But
did we write it off too early? I don't know. But, it's a lot going on in all the leagues, which is it's good for this channel.
Good, yeah. It keeps it interesting.
What we need.
You don't have to focus on one league, but we will start with that league, and that one being the Serie A. And I said I want to talk about Bologna, and we did get to fit him in this week.
Like, bro, could it have been like any better? Like
timing,
Jesus Christ.
They absolutely battered Lazio 5-0. Odegaard in the 16th minute, Orsolini, great goal to make it 2-0 just after half time. And Dan and Doy again need to touch on those guys at some point. And Doy made it 3-0. Literally straight off the kickoff. My boy Ferguson back in the lineup, finding the centre forward there. Good. Castro made it 4-0 in the 74th minute. Took his shirt off, now suspended. Yeah. Dickhead.
What? Like, I love the celebrations. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm not here to be a celebration police, whatever.
Yeah.
But you fucking idiot, honestly.
You've got to know you're You have to know you're
If that was a last minute winner,
fair enough.
But
it's 4-0.
It's 4-0. I get just do what you did. Just don't take the shirt off.
Because you hear the commentators 10 minutes earlier
fucking flying at the moment. Yeah. They don't need hiccups like this. No. So
I don't know why I did that.
Still, I loved it.
Great moment. And then Fabian off the bench make a 5-0. Probably the best goal I've seen in the last few weeks. There was a good belter a few weeks ago in the Bundesliga.
That goal,
but
fuck my life, was insane.
We talked about Barcelona with Atalanta a few weeks ago. This was even better.
If this was one of the big boys, it'd be all over socials. Because it's
1,
Bologna. I'm actually like so annoyed that there's no coverage on Bologna. Like,
just Serie A in general.
There's nothing. Yeah, Serie A in general. But like, there's just nothing on this team. They lost everything and everyone important to them. And
the breakup.
Is it Vincenzo Italiano?
Italiano.
He's come in and my God. I mean, are they better than last year?
Well, that's what I'm getting to. I'm definitely going to make a video about them because there's an argument to say they've improved.
Yeah.
And this is the first, I think, on the weekend they had their full 11 there and they had the bench there.
Yeah.
Like, I'll have to get the lineup up. But you have Ferguson back. You have Ndoye playing well. Castro's up top. Orsolini
He's
starting.
been good all year. Yeah. He hasn't had the GA, but I think he's just been a constant sort of threat on that right-hand side. And his left foot, I mean, Jesus Christ.
Mate.
He reminds me of like Xherdan Shaqiri a little bit with that left foot.
Yeah.
Like it's just fucking
when he gets
ridiculous
onto it,
when he's on it. You can't stop him. So
I look at this lineup.
I mean, is it too late for a title charge? I mean...
I wish. So Freuler and Ferguson, that's your midfield combination.
Midfield, yeah.
Odegaard has been a fantastic find this season. We meaned him at the start of the year.
He's been better than
he probably is better than Odegaard.
Yeah.
At the number 10. Orsolini and Ndoye from the flanks, Castro up top. That's probably their best sort of front six, midfield and front six. I don't think we've seen that at all this season, to be honest.
Yeah, no,
The first time Liverpool played. Lukemi and Beckham have been together all year. They've been fantastic. Skorupski in goal, he's good for a crazy save. Calabria joining.
Yeah.
He was finally put together one of his better performances.
That's a good one.
And then Miranda, 2 assists in this game. Probably a player of the game for them.
Yeah.
Kept it quiet. The likes of Dia, Vecino, Isaacson didn't really get much of the football. And the last few games we've watched of Lazio, Isaacson's dominated, but he didn't get much of a chance because of what Miranda was doing back there. And then look at the bench. Pobega, Dalinga, Cambiasso, Dominguez, Fabian, Holm. Like, the name Abisher is still there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of players there on the weekend.
They have good depth, man.
You
know what, Castro, good on. Take your shirt off. It's fine.
Have a week off.
Have a week off. Chill.
The thing is, I think they can have a week off, though, because they've got
some tough ones.
Craziest fixtures coming. I had them written down somewhere. Here
I looked at that. They got some fucked ones.
So they've got Napoli, Atalanta, and Inter back to back coming up after the international break.
They do have Bologna. Venezia, sorry.
Venezia, amongst that as well. And they've got the 2 leg semi-finals, Empoli and the Coppa Italia.
They should,
It's a massive little month coming up for them.
Fucking hell. It looked grim at the start of the year.
They got in the cup final.
I know. Mate, they started off the year so slow and it was sort of going to be a 14th, 15th finish. Yeah. Now they're favourites to be in a cup final.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, could finish as high as 3rd as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, possibly.
They are just... I mean, they're 11 points off the top, which is... It's a lot. But
they've got
where they were, it's Bologna, and they lost their entire squad.
Well, look at the stats. First 8 Serie A games, 1 win, 6 draws, 1 loss. Into the new year, so 2025, 6 wins, 4 draws, 1 loss. And Italiano came out and said, I think at the end of December, we need to start converting these draws into wins because then we'll fly up the table.
Yeah.
And it sort of looked like a throwaway comment, but they're doing that now.
Yep.
And now they're in 4th. And, probably outside of Roma, the best team.
They've only lost 4 games. Napoli have lost 4, Inter have lost 3, Atalanta have lost 5. It's just the draws. If they didn't have so many draws, they would be in a title race.
And that's what Italiano said. And they've done this again. Like I said, a lot of these players haven't really been all together. Yeah, no. We haven't seen that front 3 the way it was. We haven't seen that midfield with Ferguson in there alongside Remo Freuler. So, I don't know. It's exciting times.
I can't believe looking at this ladder that they're there.
Back to the Champions League as well. Massive for the club.
Huge for any Europe would be massive.
Yeah. Money in the door.
So, I mean, Lazio were ahead of them going into this.
Yeah.
And they just completely wiped them off the park. So, yeah. I mean, Juve are struggling, obviously. Roma have just come from nowhere and are now in for a European spot. So, we got a good top 4 battle and the title race is... I mean, it took a big hit on the weekend, I reckon.
Yeah. Quickly on this before we finish up with Bologna, does Italiano have to be put up there for Manager of the Year then? Or does Conte just run away with it?
It has to be. Conte's done an unbelievable job, but the whole no Europe thing, he had a pretty... I was going to say stable squad, but obviously the whole thing with Osimhen and Kvaratskhelia has been a bit messy. But still, no Europe helps, 1 game a week under Conte. Inzaghi, Inter were expected to be there.
I say, you should expect Inzaghi.
Gasperini as well, maybe expected to be... they've been amazing, but still expected to be in the top 4 battle at least. Bologna, fucking hell, I mean, Jesus, this is ridiculous what they're doing. I mean, they're ahead of Juve, Fiorentina, Milan, Jesus, it's been a ridiculous turnaround.
And they were in the Champions League.
Yeah, he probably is Manager of the Year, to be honest.
Because you manage all of that, you manage injuries. Your captain has not been there basically all year.
ACL and fucking hell.
And the way they've just... And the development of Dan Doy, I think, has gone on the radar. He was a player that was...
He was good at the...
A live wire at the Euros.
Yeah.
But not the output. But I think now it's near 8 or 10 goals this season, a couple of assists. You're bringing that. You're bringing Castro through, I think, some proper talent. I think he could go to a big club at some point.
Could be,
Next year will be a big year because if they can keep this group together now, because these aren't players that you think would get sold. They're not like a Calafiori or a or a Zertsky or something like that. They should stay together.
Yeah, even Ferguson, I think he was linked to a few clubs last year before the injury. But with the injury, just don't think a club would go in for him.
I think it's gonna be a really good big year. Because then next year's gonna be another big step because
They'll
they
have
might
money
be
as
linked.
well. They'll have money.
Well, they'll have this year's European money, and they'll get next year's European money.
Plus the sales, they definitely didn't like. They went in a
They're not
deficit
buying
last year.
back,
No way. They spent fuck all. So
And I tell you what, it seems like a really well-run club.
very
Because
well run.
I know in the summer I was looking through who could they find. I saw a lot of links to Italiano, so I deep dived a bit more what he did with Fiorentina, and it's like a perfect match. But to get the perfect match isn't always how it works out in football. You can't just get always the best manager, but they've got that man. They've got him at the club. You've got a stable base there now. Add a few pieces here and there.
They could definitely be top 4 next year for sure.
One of your PSVs in Champions League potentially, or
Yeah.
a final this
Yeah.
year, make it into the next round, be difficult to beat. Because that place is rocking.
That stadium is sick, by the way. I would love to
place is
just go
rocking.
and see. That's a sick stadium.
Mate,
I have to have vlogged there, man.
I might
Bologna
have to,
versus fucking. I don't care if it's Venezia or
mate,
a cup against Monza in the cup against Monza, and they're in
Mate,
fucking Serie B.
they were up for it. You could tell,
Yeah,
and the players were up for it.
and
and
they
it
played good football, man. They play
it's
really
some
good
fantastic-
football.
Their counter press is probably like I know I'm a big Bournemouth and Palace raver about the counter, but this is probably one of the best counter presses I've seen. Maybe a Leverkusen level of last year, where they give up the ball and they're back on it in probably 3 of the 5 goals came from turnover. Came from transition. So it's a great watch. It really is. 4 straight win for them. Only 4 losses this season.
4 losses. That's fucked, man.
And Orsolini's stat, 11 goals, 3 assists this
Yeah.
season. As I said last week, he averaged 62 minutes a game. He doesn't always start. He doesn't always play. But he's got 11 goals this season.
Yeah.
And I tell you what,
Slow start, but
yeah,
just like the entire team. But fucking hell, man.
once hit the
They've-
ground. And when he came off, that gave me goosebumps when they were like just singing
Yeah,
his name. I
singing
was
his
like,
name.
holy shit.
Yeah,
Like,
there's the Juve. You could put 100 million in. He's not leaving.
no.
He won't leave.
He's a club. He loves the club. The club loves him. That's
Is he the captain? He's the captain. Oh no, Ferguson's the captain.
when Ferguson's not there, he will
He's,
captain though.
I don't think he shouldn't leave. He shouldn't leave. Even if Juve come in for him. I know we've been banging on about Juve should be in for this guy because of Motta.
Yeah.
And they should have been in for him last summer. I don't get why they went in for him. But he's got to stay now. I mean,
See
Bologna
it out.
look like a much more
Better club
stable
than
club
fucking Juventus right
than
now.
Juventus at the moment, which I'm sure we'll get
We'll get onto that in a bit.
Maybe we'll get onto it. We jinxed him.
Yeah, fuck. There's a lot to talk about with that. There. I'm a bit pissed about that. Let's go to the top of the table clash. 1v3. Inter Atalanta. Inter again. Yeah, whenever there's a little bit of awkward tight game, could be Atalanta might edge the first half. Second half, there was an extended break straight away. Goal from the corner. Augusto the header. Lautaro then killed the game off in the 87th minute. Edison sent off arguing twice in a row. I
Yeah,
think.
like he was pissed.
It was a foul though.
Oh yeah, it was a foul. I don't get why it's just
Bro,
frustration.
belted the ball out.
I think it comes from the manager, to be honest.
yeah, it runs in their blood. And I look at this game here, and I said we said it last week. I say it again. It's just Inter.
It's just
They
know-how, isn't it?
how to win these big games. They were never really the better team in the opening half. Yes, Turan had the odd chance here and there.
Yeah.
Again, could be tired from the Champions League midweek. But no, they rock up Atalanta. They get the job done.
Yeah, it's just know-how, isn't it? Atalanta they just don't know how to win these big games in the Serie A.
Yeah.
First half was pretty cagey. I thought that
Yeah.
Thuram had a big chance, probably should have scored, and I think they had one really big chance as well. So it was pretty tight, as you'd expect in these games with Inter. They're always pretty sort of tight, played through the middle. But then that corner just sort of separated it. After that, it was you just it just felt that Inter were going to win the game, even though Atalanta was so good going forward. It just sort of felt Inter were always going to win that and not really concede. So that's a big win. That's
massive for them.
in a week where of the Champions League and you're thinking that's Atalanta had a decent time to prepare for it. No, they just rock up and
They get the job
they're
done.
they're just a fucking brick wall defensively. They
Acerbi,
hardly
Bastoni,
concede, man.
Bissek comes on, Pavard.
And it looks over the past few weeks like Monza they conceded 2.
Yeah.
It looked like they were starting to show a bit of weakness there defensively, but no, was just same old.
Sommer back in goal, making
Yeah,
some big saves.
I think that helps.
Yeah, 100%. So I think Dumfries ended up going off injured as well. So they've got a bit of an injury crisis because you've got
Dumfries is important.
Dumfries out, DeMarco out, Zalewski's out as well. So it looks like Pavard's going to have to play right back. And then Augusto continues left back.
He's been fucking good this
comes
year.
in and just does that.
Been very good this year.
I think I was like a Bastoni can drift out there as well. So they've got...
He's suspended now. So.
Oh, for Serie A. Sorry, yes, you're right.
So.
But with Bayern in the Champions League, we'll have to prove that next week with the internationals on.
Yeah.
That's a big tie for them because that feels like...
It feels like most are tipping Bayern.
Yeah, and they feel like they're coming as underdogs and injuries are going wrong for them right now. But if they can just find a way to get through that first leg, I think most of those players should come back.
They didn't have those injuries, man. Even if they do come back, they're going to be...
Unders, probably.
Yeah, they probably will be unders, yeah. So.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because the league...
If they're going to win, defensively, they're going to have to be the best they've ever been.
Masterclass.
Yeah, literally, it's going to have to be... He loves a Champions League.
He loves a Champions League night.
He loves it. So, that fixture is going to be fucking sick.
Lick your lips for that one there.
Yeah.
And the commentator said as well, it doesn't get talked enough how well they've balanced every competition.
Yeah.
Because Bayern knocked out of the Pokal. Arsenal, we know they're doing all right at the Champions League, but nowhere near the Prem. Awful cup competitions. Barcelona is probably the obvious one, but everyone talks about Barcelona, but no one really talked about how Inter's balanced. Yeah, they made the Super Cup final. They're in the Coppa Italia semi against their arch nemesis, and they're in another quarterfinal of the Champions League. They're top of Serie A.
In a very tight, competitive, probably the most competitive Serie A we've seen in ages.
So that has to go to their credit as well. With, as I said, an aging side, a side that has the top tier player, but the drop off can be there.
Does this feel it? Like their last proper go at everything?
Proper last dance.
Proper last go at it? Because as you said, they're all getting older. They're not a club that goes out and spends a shit ton on a player or a few players, which if they did, they'd be 10 points clear in the league, and Champions League a lot more people would be talking about them. It just feels like this big build up to the end.
and we were talking about the Classico final, and yes, we'd love to see that, but it wouldn't just be an Inter thing just to make it to the final.
Yeah, it would.
And it's like they made it there a few years back. They were really good versus City.
Yep.
But it took the Ballon d'Or
could have got its extra time at the end. Yeah.
To win that game.
Yep.
I just think second time's the charm. You got to get there. I think this game might be their final. This Bayern two-legged tie might be their final. Defense versus attack. Fire versus water. Show it on display. The team in blue versus team in red. It's just what it's going to be. They are going to sit in. They are going to do their best to just keep Bayern arm's length. They'll just keep them. Like we've seen in a lot of games this season where they just shut up shop.
Yep.
They say, no, we'll take a 0-0. We're happy with a 0-0. Because, I don't want to jinx it, but Lautaro, back-to-back games.
Is this the run?
Back-to-back games.
Is this the run we're talking about?
Thuram, finally healthy.
Yeah.
Kalinoglu, Mkhitaryan, unstoppable right now.
That midfield needs to stay healthy.
That's the thing.
Have to.
Because you talk about Barella, I think Kalinoglu is so important.
Yeah,
it's so important.
Well, he is one of the best DMs in the world per our list. So,
but the thing, he was a DM, but he does everything else as well. He progresses them so far forward. I think the Atalanta game, I think he was fantastic, an underrated player in that game. Yep. Considering Edison, De Roon, I rate them really highly. It's sort of linchpinned on two players, and it's like Lautaro and Kalinoglu. If they're on it, I back him over Bayern, man. Because you've got the manager of the touchline. You've got those. Just
trust them a bit more. And Bayern are struggling lately. They are struggling.
We'll talk about them in a little bit, but yeah, they're struggling.
Yeah.
So their season might depend on 2 games, 90 minutes, 180 minutes might decide their season.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And the legacy of this side as well.
Yeah, they've already achieved a lot, but
Champions League, man.
Yeah, it feels like they won't ever get the respect they deserve unless they win it. Even if they get to another final, I don't think people even...
The last final, no one talked about them. No.
Even in the last one, I was like, oh, fucking hell, it's like, why Inter?
Yeah.
But
you take
they were insane.
They play some great football.
Yeah. So, Yeah, these injuries are coming at a bad time, man. That's pissed me off.
Yeah, no. And they're a deep squad, but as I said, their A grade or their starting 11 talent is
It's
much
different
better
though, isn't it? Like
than their
they're
bench
deep,
talent.
but they're not.
Like your Fratesi is not going to change a game.
Yeah.
And
Plus
then,
look at Barca and their depth.
yeah,
Like they got
Gavi,
players that
for me.
Yeah. Like fucking De Jong barely plays, but he, you know, you tell me if
Ferran off the
Castro
bench.
gets injured, which he's done.
Yeah,
You bring in like they're fine. They can still win a game.
that's
so.
the problem.
But I mean, they've been successful this way in terms of how they've spent their money, where they've spent their money. So I guess you can't change,
can you?
but it's just very annoying because they're probably a world class player, 2 world class players off from winning everything.
Yeah, well, they were like they were a couple of minutes away from probably being City. I think if it goes to extra time, also pens like a clutch moment, I'd back an Inter over a City because City, it's everything's
They're literally like a Danny Olmo off.
Well,
Like that was it.
It literally probably
like
is.
a 10 and
Saying that Danny Olmo can fix any side, probably fix
True,
one
yeah.
side in more football.
Yeah, probably go to United and he'd probably be shit actually. Yeah,
You think a number 10 and probably like a back? Oh, not even a backup wing back because they've got the backup.
How would a Xavi Simons do?
At an Inter? I would need to see what he looks like in a proper system.
Yeah, that's the thing because Leipzig are fucking shit.
They just go have a play, have a kick around. Whereas in Zaha, you see him, he's in the corner flag telling them what to do. Like he wants a certain system, and I love that. But
So was their goalkeeping coach as well when he's fucking celebrating in the corner.
Mate, they went nuts again. They all piled on in the corner.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Oh, it was always going to happen. I was like, I was watching. I was please a goal, please a goal. I need a goal. Celebrate. I need to celebrate something tonight. And nothing's going right.
Give me something to feel something.
And then when that header went in, I was fucking.
They were there.
So they were there. Everyone was there.
Chaos. Well then it's not amazing, but Napoli 0-0. So that means the gap grows again.
Struggling.
Napoli falling apart.
Falling apart.
There's nothing really much to talk about that. We I'm not going to claim we called this, but we did say this from the start.
I sent you the post on it, and I was
Straight
like,
away.
bro, we fucking called it. Like,
I don't want to say we did, but we sort of did.
because they got a tough run coming up.
Their tough runs coming into sort of finishing their tough run.
Yeah, well, they just had obviously the Inter performance. There was Fiorentina as well, where they won 2-1, and then we'll like watch they drop points to Venezia, and lo and behold, it's just they just can't score goals.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Like enough goals. You know, it's just it's been a tough couple of weeks for Napoli. They just haven't really. The loss to Como, Venezia, the draw, into the draw where it was quite a scrappy game. So they're just faltering, and it feels like next year with Champions League, if they're not going to go out and spend,
they're cooked.
Don't think it's going to be a very competitive Serie A season.
They got to compete now though, because this is their chance.
Yeah.
Gone so far, you're a couple games away,
and their goal difference is not ideal.
Not ideal,
So
not versus Inter.
Relying on Inter to drop 2 games, where
It's tough.
I mean, they're lucky that they've got a few injuries.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the problem is now they can't afford to drop any points.
Well, it's every game's cup final.
You just can't see
Yeah,
that. Like,
yeah.
I can't see them winning every game from now to the end of the season. So,
Milan and Bologna next 2. So
I was getting phone calls 24/7. Jesus Christ.
if they drop out of the next 2, it's probably done. Probably curtains.
Yeah, probably.
It's a shame because that's done to now probably go out as well after losing to Inter. They go even further back.
Yeah.
And finally from Serie A, Fiorentina 3, Juventus 0. I don't know what to make of this because Juve probably played the better football, more of the ball, more chances, more XG, but fucking Kelly at the back,
Oh
Gatti
my God,
on the bench.
bro. That is the worst ever signing in football history. Like, why the fuck have
Why
they
is
signed
Gatti
him?
on the bench?
Yeah, what? There must be something wrong with him.
Brewing, yeah.
Like, he must be injured or something, or just not fully fit. Because who the fuck starts Kelly over Gatti? So and
look, it's coming to an end.
he's under pressure.
Looks like it's done
big
though.
time.
So the owner came out and said we're going to back him into the end of the season. But then Fabrizio's already come out and said there is a strong belief that the club are finished with the project and they're going to go again with someone else come the summer.
Which
is ridiculous, I think.
Ridiculous because
the team is
the
not
squad
good
is
enough.
just not good enough.
It's not good enough.
And everyone knows that. And the fact, they can still get Champions League. For me, they should be absolutely backing him.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the whole thing with Kelly, I don't know. Like, I mean, we said they were in with the title shot, maybe. And ever since then, I think they've conceded 7 goals and haven't scored.
That's
so
a single
4-0
goal,
and 3-0.
Yeah. It's been great.
So you know what? They should be
curse
blaming us, not Motta. But I mean, we've said all year this squad isn't good enough. Like the attack is nowhere near good enough. It's barely top 10 in the league in terms of the attack.
It's poor.
It's shocking.
Very poor.
The defense has held up all year, and there was always going to come a point in the season where the defense was just gonna fall apart a little bit.
There's no Bremer there, man.
No Bremer. Like, you got fucking Gatti on the bench. You're playing Kelly. Like, what do you think's going to happen? So
I just don't know.
clearly there's still no money to be put into
No.
this squad. There has to be over the transfer window. Otherwise, it doesn't matter who's in charge. You put Guardiola in, put Anderson.
No one
Get nothing out of this squad.
Yeah.
This squad is just Coop Miners hasn't been. It's been a little bit,
He's
underwhelming.
He's been bad.
I thought he'd grow into the season, into the role, especially with that midfield. You're thinking that's the most stable part of you got decent experience there, but he's just I don't know if it's because of the attack he's been so shit, but there's just nothing. They're just finishing, just with nothing. Like it's
like Ballon last season.
Like they're playing for nothing.
Yeah,
like they don't care if they make Champions League or any form of Europe. Like this team can't be playing Europa League. They're not going to attract
no
quality
chance.
of player.
Yeah,
so it's they have to finish 4th and over Bologna. There's no chance that's happening at the moment.
No, and you got to look over your shoulder for Roma.
Yeah, Roma.
Yeah.
So yeah,
the arguments I saw.
I don't know who their next few games are, but
that the CBS, not obviously the joke crew, like the other guy, he broke down the game post and he said the argument I've got against Motta is every single player's probably gotten worse under him. And I'm sitting there and thinking, like, going through Douglas Luiz.
yeah,
we know Locatelli isn't great, but he's been phased out as well. Koopmeijer's really bad. Thuram hasn't really progressed as the youngster that we're probably thinking of. Vlahovic, just
he looks like he's on the out.
gone to the bench, on the out, done. Colin Moines probably been a success, but that's come middle of the season.
Yeah.
Conceição and those guys.
It's really only been the defence. Like your Kalulu's
and Gatti.
Even Gatti, I mean, he's probably had the same year as last year, maybe.
And Kalulu started incredible. He hasn't been bad recently, but it's not the same Kalulu.
No.
And Di Gregorio, I've been hyping on all year. I really like him as a keeper. Hasn't really been that same keeper he was at Monza. So I look at it and I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. And then I think, well, Motta went and proved every single player at Bologna made them worth 60, 70 million, like Calafiori, Zertsky and the like. And what Ferguson was at around 40 million when they were talking about selling him. It's like, was it a bit of it just fit at Bologna? Is he not a big club manager? Like, because I just don't know, because I agree with that guy's point. And I'm like, well, as such, it actually doesn't seem that harsh to sack the manager because, yes, they're not great players, but he hasn't actually improved them. And I think coming into the year, that's what Juventus wanted. They wanted, we haven't got much money to spend. We've gone and bought the 2 superstars, Douglas Luiz, and we bought 50, 60 on Koopmeiners in the end.
Yeah, it was a decent amount. There's
a massive chunk of your budget and your wages. Your 2 superstars don't impact the team.
I mean, Douglas Luiz doesn't play.
I don't think I've seen Douglas Luiz in the last month.
Yeah, no.
I don't know where he is or if he's injured or not, but I haven't seen him.
I don't understand why he hasn't been given a run of games.
And that is the problem.
There's no way he didn't sign him though.
Yeah, true. We said this. He didn't sign, but sometimes the selection. I don't know. I really love Motta, but I can see where this frustration is coming 100%,
from. Yeah.
And Juventus, I feel sorry for those fans. They've gone through horror and hell the last 4 years.
Fucking hell. It's been rough. Like, Jesus, they've been for a club of that size, for a club that used to be, they won Serie A, 10 times in a row? Yeah. Like, this is well below where they should be.
There's just no goals.
And I know, and like we've said throughout the year, like fourth is incredible with this squad, but that's the problem. Like this squad is just shocking. And Motta's like the whole thing with Douglas Luiz, I haven't got all year. Like fair enough, you might have not signed him, you might not think he fits your system, but give the guy a run of games. Give him a month of 90.
Yeah.
Play him if he plays like shit. Fair enough.
Drag him. Yeah.
Play. Do the same way you've done with Locatelli. He's been phased out. So it's going to be a tough end to the year. I don't know how these players are going to pick themselves up.
I think it gets really ugly, to be honest.
Yeah,
which I don't want to see, but I think Motta.
Do you reckon he goes?
He comes. Well, Fabrizio's never wrong, and
True,
from the sounds of it, it sounds like the Ten Hag thing with us last year, where we're backing the manager in, but there's already agreements to just get him gone.
Who the hell would go to Juve at the moment? Who would they get?
It's another classic thing of, do you want to kill your career?
Claudio Ranieri.
Mate, they'll finish top.
Honestly.
They'll win it.
They'll probably win it.
He's probably going to go back to Rome. I reckon they end up getting on a permanent.
Yeah, they should. They're fucking killing it at the moment.
Stop Ranieri abuse. We need the man to relax.
If you were like, if you owned Juve, would you keep him?
Well, me's different. If I'm an owner though, obviously I understand why you would get rid of him.
But you've you
have
to look at this squad is shit.
Yeah, no. I think they believe it's a title-winning squad. I think that's the belief. Yeah. This squad can win a title. I think that's why they're being so harsh. Which I think it's a bit delusional. That's outrageous. And I know this, like Serie A talent isn't probably the best. It's probably one of the low out of the top 5 leagues. I think the football quality and the physicality is definitely the best. But in terms of, you look at Inter's, you look at Napoli's, you put them on paper next to Bayer, Leverkusen, Borussia Dortmund even, it's probably lesser, right? But the players sort of supersede. So maybe they're thinking, okay, for a Serie A level right now, compared to like a Napoli, getting close to a Milan and an Inter Milan, they're like, okay, we should be competing. Maybe that's where they've come from. But if you look at it, taking it back how we look at it from a European standpoint, looking at all the leagues, it is a weak squad. It's a poor squad. But maybe they're looking at it zoomed in to the Serie A and saying, well, this is a top 5, 6 squad on paper.
I think people are forgetting quickly as well that this team didn't lose a game for a long time.
Until November?
He did it with this squad. So I get the frustration 100%. The last few weeks have been dreadful, like shocking. Like worse than Allegri. I don't think even Allegri would get these type of results, but this needs to be I thought Motta was coming in for a long-term project.
I agree.
Not to go and win them the league this year, which is ridiculous to even consider it. Yeah. So, I mean, it looks like he's going, he'll definitely get another job somewhere.
That's the thing. Who are you going to grab him? The manager market, again, is going to throw up some absolute curveballs.
Someone has to. Look at what he did at Bologna. I think that gives him enough. It won't be a top club. It'll be like,
Let me throw something to bite on here. They get Italiano at Juve. And Motta goes back to Bologna. And then we truly see what type of manager he is.
That would be I would laugh if they did that at Juventus. That would actually be embarrassing. That would be fucking embarrassing if they did that.
Who else would go to Juve, though?
If you've called this.
I see a lot of rogue stuff here, but this is probably not my furthest fetch yet.
If I'm Italiano should not leave. He should stay where he is.
Yeah, Champions League football, a better squad, a coherent squad versus Europa League.
And you probably have more money by the sounds of it to spend at Bologna.
Probably.
Who would have thought?
They're going to do something stupid at Juve because
they will sack him. I agree with you. I just think the writing's on the wall at the moment. Even the players, they're not playing for him.
Like Ten Hag.
They're not playing for him.
I've seen this story too many times. 4 times in the last year. I've seen this story
You're
lots of times.
This, yeah.
I know what it feels like when the fans feel disconnected. You can tell the players don't give it. They're kicking ball. And that in the weekend, that was heartless. That was
nothing. Even Fiorentina haven't been great recently.
That's what I'm saying. They haven't been that great, but they looked $1 million.
Yeah.
I think it's done. Sadly.
I mean, when you buy shit players, expect shit. So
yeah.
I mean, they brought in Kelly and was it Vega for Chelsea? Come on.
And Colomani was also the January move, but that's what you've added in January.
Was that just like a manager? Manager bounce, a player bounce. We got a player bounce.
Yeah. We did get a player bounce. He hasn't really done the same thing ever since, has he?
Ever since the
You know,
fucking spin it against Inter. That was it.
And it's embarrassing their own former player, and Moise Keane's probably a better option up top right now for them than anyone in the league.
Yeah, he's been good this year.
Let's quickly go to Spain before we do our first list. Actually, we'll start with Betis first. It's a day of remontadas for Spain. Betis the comeback versus Leganes.
The limbs when that
2-0 down. Mate, they showed
that
out.
That away end was fucking sick.
Hey, I've seen some.
I'm a Betis fan now.
Yeah,
I love
literally.
them. The home fans are sick. The away end went fucking mental.
Leganes isn't a massive club, but it's in Madrid. So when Madrid came, there was a lot of Madrid supporters there. I think there was more Betis fans in that
100%.
crowd for this game.
Yeah.
When that goal went in, I think it was Cucho right there.
The left-hand side there? They went
they
off.
Pumped it in, mate. And the Cucho scores his goal, and he turns around and runs to the ball. And they just went berserk. Anthony again with the inadvertent assist in the end.
He's got to go. Surely.
Oh.
Keep this squad. This squad is sick.
What do you say? Even the weather's better, I feel happy.
Yeah. This squad is sick. I love this squad.
Isco's goal and assist again. You've got Bakambu off the bench making shit happen.
He's like a fucking FIFA legend. He is like FIFA 18
the streets will never forget Bakambu.
Yeah.
Kucho up top's a really exciting player. The young kid in midfield as well came off the bench this game. Rodriguez, they're a team here.
Is it Rocker?
There's a lot of players in this team. I'm like, Mark Bartra for me.
That shot was fucked. But that keeper.
Dimitri,
oh my God, yeah.
Had a honker.
Jesus.
But I loved it from Bartra. Former Barcelona player. They score that second goal. They're all off celebrating. And Bartra grabs them by the neck and says, come on, we're going again. We're getting the third goal. Yeah, in the Conference League quarters now, they are pushing on this sort of potential Europa Champions League route here in the league.
Who's fifth? It's Betis and then
is
it Villarreal?
Villarreal.
Yeah, Villarreal. They're pushing them. So, mate.
They are the forms. I think it's 5 straight wins in the league. They are 6th place, equal points with Villarreal in 5th. It's 8 points off Athletic Club, but with the way things are going, man, they are unstoppable.
That team is so sick.
It's a fun team.
Sick team to watch.
It's a great set of fans and probably one of the greatest games for the coming weekend because that was the ultimate comeback. Again, another case of they played on Thursday night and the commentator was saying they only finished at like 10 p.m. or something on the Thursday night. They're playing Saturday. They had to get a bus because the plane got cancelled. So they busted into Leganes. Yeah. So there's all excuse to lose.
A lot of shit went wrong.
You can lose 3-0. And
fair enough.
You're in Europe, you compete for Europe. But no, they turned it around. Now, Isco again, man. This guy.
Oh,
how is he not?
He doesn't stop, man. Doesn't stop. You love to see it. Like these sort of old players that have had their injury struggles and stuff like that. And he's just come in and even last year, I mean, he was on track for Player of the Year with Bellingham at one point. He was insane.
They went toe for toe.
Got the injury.
Yeah.
Missed out on the Euros.
Mr. Euros, yeah.
Jose
Perez was the man.
Yeah, we'll get to him later. He's been fucking phenomenal.
It just puts a smile on my face watching this team play. Like, it is entertainment. It is great players.
Perez, man, coming from Villarreal to Betis. Fucking he went from Betis to
Real, yeah.
Like, fucking hell, they know what they're doing.
I got the replacement in Anthony, mate.
They know what they're doing. Man.
So. And then the ultimate comeback, Barcelona 4, Atleti 2. Where do I start with this game here? First goal came, great sort of team build-up goal. Alvarez scoring again just before half-time. It just reminded me of that first game this season where literally went Griezmann, Simeone, Alvarez, goal. The limbs were nuts. Then they made it 2-0. Saul basically came off the bench, not the 65th minute, scored in the 70th minute.
I think he's got some mad record against Barca. Like,
I think it's
7?
8 or something like that. 8 and 8.
Yeah, he's like 8 in a row against Barca.
He bags.
He fucking loves a goal against
Barca. That for me was one of the great counter-attacks. They thought it was on, they reset it, then a little chip from Barrios to find Gallagher. Gallagher squares it, 2-0. I'm like, this could be it. They could do it again. Real, get back on the title rope, but no, somehow, Barca turned it around. It was Very quick as well. 72nd minute, Lewandowski with another great goal.
Fucking, that's like, bro. There's not many strikers that can do that in world football.
That was belted into him, chest control, swivel
I can
left
really
foot.
only think of Kane that can do that.
I don't think Kane has that dexter.
Yeah.
The way he took it like Ibrahimovic.
That
he took
finish
it in,
is so fucked, man.
and it's all black as well, all black full stretch.
That has to go in the corner.
I was thinking like, but then when that goes in, you're like, oh, okay.
Oh, here we go.
Okay,
They'll probably get another one.
And I'm seeing Hansi flick on the sidelines, giving it fucking the big, and I'm like, okay, they're locked in. They want this game. Again, both teams off the back of Champions League, excuse to have a slow start of the game, but it kicked to life second half. 78th minute. Rafinha, did he shoot?
No chance he shot. That's a cross.
You think it's a cross?
That's 100% a cross.
Had a lot of pace on the ball.
His back is facing away from the goal.
Turn.
Yeah, even when the commentator was like, I don't know if that was a cross. Like, fucking hell.
Oh,
There's no way he's shooting from there, surely.
Well, fair play, because there was a lot of pace on that ball, so Ferran to flick that on and find the back of the net.
Yeah.
Again, even him off the bench, man. You're pulling him off the bench.
That's the thing.
Star boy off the bench.
He's their fucking 6th choice attacker, and he just comes in.
Ridiculous.
It feels like he always scores when he comes on.
He comes to the bench, he always scores.
Yeah. Decent player, he is.
Yeah, handy.
Very, very handy.
Yeah, for a 5th forward, we take
very handy. Yeah.
He made it 2-2, and then, of course, Wonder Boy himself, Stark.
He was good all game, man. He was.
How
did he not score before that?
It was like Inter hit the post. This post being hit so many times. 89 touches for Lamine Yamal. 83% pass accuracy.
89 touches.
6 out of 9 successful dribbles. They had Lino and Ronaldo on him the whole game.
Yeah,
they doubled up.
It
saw a 4-4-2 on the screen, but it was a 5-4-1 basically in formation. Actually, it was probably a 6-3-1 because Simeone came in as a right back, meaning the right wing back, which was Llorente, was like right centre back. They had Jimenez in there as well. Like it was basically 4 centre backs, and then the 2 midfielders dropped in as full backs. So the poor wingers had no space, but somehow Lamine 6 out of 9 dribbles gets this goal in the 92nd minute. Bit of a deflection, but first time he was able to create a little bit of space for himself.
Yeah.
The one time I think Lino wasn't touch tight, goal.
God,
he's special.
The thing is, he's starting to read the game like a certain Argentine that was not bad at.
That also cut in a lot.
They also cut in a lot. Fucking hell, this guy is ridiculous. Like, he's on another planet, man.
He has his fun with it, man. He doesn't look. He never looks phased. Never looks stressed.
I mean, if Rafinha does have a little drop off, and let's say Barca go and win the Champions League, win the league.
I don't think he's quite that good yet.
Could he win the Ballon d'Or?
I don't think he's quite that good yet.
Yeah.
Because he had a bit of a goal drought recently. I think someone brought it up in the commentary pack. It's been a while since he scored league.
If I'm saying if Rafinha drops off and he does like what Rafinha's doing now.
So they roles reverse.
They reverse. I mean,
I feel like the media would want a Lamine Yamal Ballon d'Or.
The media will. The Spanish media, everyone in Spain was somehow pissed that a Spanish lad won it. So I'm saying, they need a La Liga lad to win it. Vinny's not quite.
Vinny didn't offer it.
You're
looking at your future, bro. No, that wouldn't be because Owen was younger, wasn't he? Because Lamine will he be 19 by the time they achieve the award?
I think Owen was.
Owen was 18, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
That's still crazy to say. Michael Owen won a Ballon d'Or at 18.
He was insane, but injuries. So.
And then obviously Ferran makes it 4-2 right at the end.
I have one concern with Barcelona.
Here we go.
And it's a man by the name of Inigo Martinez.
Yeah. Actually,
both goals.
There's 2 concerns because a certain Mark Casado is out for the season as well.
That as well. But for both goals, he was very late in pushing up with the defence. And you're seeing Kubasi and Koundé, they're up and he's slowly getting up. And it's not necessarily his fault. He set up the first goal. The ball to Lewandowski was still brilliant. So on the ball, I don't have an issue.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering when it gets to a final, you don't want that from one of your centre halves to be pushing up late and to leave everyone on side. And that's how both goals happen.
I don't know. He actually was injured. So he's now
out. Was he?
So they're both out for the year now. So maybe that explains it.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
So he's
I'll take it back.
No. I thought you were getting... Because, I don't think... he's out now.
Is
Him
he?
and Castro are both out for the season, I think.
I thought it was just Casado.
Let me double check. But I'm pretty sure I saw Inigo as well on a report.
Oh, shit. So that explains
that
it then.
Explain it. I think he was playing injured.
So
this could be proper fake ball knowledge here. I'm sure I saw this in a report.
Casado and Inigo Martinez injury news.
Is it?
Oh, Barcelona have posted something on their official thing.
I'm looking at Fabrizio. Will be out to the end of March with a muscle injury. Because Huijsen's back in for Spain. Because Dean Huijsen's been.
Fair enough. So that explains
He
it.
might have explained it. But
Swollen right knee. Yeah, fair enough.
What was that? It was a prime occasion again though. Of Barca was sort of happy to allow the counter though. They didn't really adapt.
No, that's just Barca. That's just.
But is that just what's going to happen? But then to your point though, if they don't adapt versus a Real in a Clasico final or a Bayern potentially, so they're not just get chopped up.
I mean, I know you're providing Real as an example, but they have absolutely dicked them this year. So I think just that specific game. Bayern.
Because Atleti took off Alvarez.
I think they were right against Bayern.
You reckon they're good?
I don't think Kane's going to beat you in behind. I mean, Bayern don't really play in behind that much. It's very really intricate. They like to use their wingers a lot and get them in 1v1s, but not necessarily in behind. They like the ball at feet.
I've given two awful examples. Let me try and get my bag.
Inter with their wing backs going fucking mental.
Yeah. There we go. And that's the thing, like,
and they might play Inter. Can
that be a final?
Well, semi-final.
Because they're the same side of the draw, aren't they?
The draw.
Well, that would feed families.
That would fucking feed a country.
You give me PSG Real.
Oh.
And then you give me Barcelona Inter. I don't care who makes a final.
Give me PSG Inter. That would be sick.
The ultimate final of someone has to win. Both teams will take it to 35 penalties and one of those fucking score it. That's the thing, yeah, but you're probably right. In the Champions League, the teams that left, no one's got that, have they?
I think that might be all
but
right.
Madrid could play that. We know Madrid can play that way.
Yeah.
Rodrigo, Vinny, and Mbappe, man. Talk about counter-attack. That's fucked.
I know. But they fucking dicked them.
They haven't done that yet, have they? So. It is just funny that it looks like Hansi Flick said, "Nah, I don't care." Like everything else is very structured, but
they haven't really all year, to be honest. But they've been good.
Still, they still kept so many clean sheets and concede so little. So, fantastic game of them. For around 2 goals in 23 minutes. For me, the underrated player of the game before we finish this one off, Pedri, an assist, 102 touches, 87% pass accuracy, 3 key passes, 46 accurate long balls, 2 tackles.
No, he's been ridiculous all year, but
I think
he's gone under the radar big time.
Well, obviously, end of the year, the last match, they will do our combined team of the season for every league as one team.
He'll be in.
Oh, I think he's going to be in.
He'll be in for sure. He's probably one of the first names on the team sheet, to be honest.
Hint him and Kimmich are the low block.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, both of them been ridiculous.
We're in a league of their own. Let's go to our top 10 list. We've waffled today, but we're finally getting into it. Top 10 left wingers.
How do you reckon you went?
I definitely forgotten someone. Because I got some new names in this list I don't think I had last year. That's what I'm saying. There's some good names, but
yeah. I think I've missed someone, yeah.
I get so stressed about this.
I do as well, man, yeah.
It's a lovely game, though. You're number 10.
Number 10, reluctantly, is Nico Williams.
Okay.
Reluctantly, I put him in. Hasn't had the most amazing year, I don't think.
I'd agree with that.
But I think this is just Euros tax again, to be honest.
Yeah,
he was just ridiculous at the Euros. I mean, we know he's direct, quick. A lot of big clubs are going to want him again, I reckon, in the transfer window. Maybe an Arsenal. But yeah, he just gets in over a couple of names that I just don't think have played enough, like a Desiree Doué or a Jamie Gittins. I wanted to put him in so bad. But
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I
just given away the list.
I got Gittins at 10.
Yeah, he just missed out.
Just because, I really like what Nico Williams did on the international stage. And I feel like he's starting to refine that a bit.
A little bit,
Gittins has been good, but in the losing side.
Yeah.
And I think their best front line doesn't include him, which is a bit of a shame. I reckon their best front line is Karim Adeyemi, Bayer, and Garassi. Like when Dortmund have been at their best this year, which is probably 4 games, it's been the same front 3 of those 3 there. So interesting to see what happens with him because they've got so many attackers still. I know they sold a few. They've still got so many up there. Does he want to get a fresh start? Come to maybe a mid-table English side?
Well, you might have to pay a lot.
Yeah, English tax, Dortmund. But I'd love to see if Bournemouth want to be ballsy and get another good player. Can he join Semenyo and Tavernier?
If they get Europe, why not?
I'd love to see him at Bournemouth under Iriola. So
that would be fucking sick.
I think he might move though, because I don't think he starts with Adeyemi.
Yeah.
Because
He's been good this year.
If Adeyemi plays the full season, he probably gets in my list, but he just has missed.
Hey,
so
Chelsea
much
need
injury.
another winger because they don't have enough. Honestly, it wouldn't shock me if they went in for him.
We've made it work out, mad end of
Yeah. My number 9 is Diaz.
Yeah.
Diaz.
Yeah.
Again, it's sort of start of the year was unbelievable.
Was it 2 months ago? Probably number 1.
Yeah, honestly, but there has been a drop off of late. Still, I mean, his stats are all right: 13 goals, 5 assists, all comps, which is okay. But he's had games where, like the Leverkusen game, where he scores a hat trick. You take that away, he hasn't scored in the Champions League, which is a bit of a concern. But has been played out of position a bit this year at striker, considering our 2 options have been dog shit this year. So, on his day, I still love him. I still back the guy, but again, it feels like he could be on the move. There's been a lot of talk about him and Nunes in particular leaving the club. So,
fresh stuff.
Yeah.
I have him 9. Similar thing. I love him. I actually as a player, I love him.
Guy.
But
he gets a lot of hate from Liverpool fans, but I find it hard to hate him just because I fucking love the guy.
That's the thing. He has to carry a lot of the load because Salah's one of the players that doesn't actually want much of the football. Where Diaz will demand, he wants the football at his feet. It just felt like the spark or the energy just run out with him across the last month.
I think the injury a few years ago that he had, I think that killed his pace a bit.
Yeah.
It's the same with Sadio Mane. The difference is Sadio Mane was just clinical.
Yeah.
So you could put him at striker and he'd just know where to go and just know how to score. But Diaz has never been a high volume scorer.
No. And he was never that super athletic player that Mane was.
Yeah, no.
But I still love his mould of player, but you need a capable striker where you got someone like Mane. Diaz. You chuck him with a Marmouche or chuck him with an Isaac.
Yep.
Different story. I think he becomes an assist-first player. He improves that side of his game because I think it's a bit limited because he's forced to be the cut-in shoot or bar-line shoot type winger. But I looked at the cup final on the weekend and I kept thinking about last year's cup final where he ran his socks off. Like he ran for 100 and whatever at a time. He ran and ran and ran and ran. He's always going to give you 110%. And you sort of can't buy that with players. So as much as the quality's sort of fallen away the last few months, the goals and assists are there, the work rate's there. That mould of player doesn't come very often, so he still sticks.
Yep.
Top 10, number 9.
My 8 is Liao. He didn't make yours, I'm guessing. Yeah, no, he didn't make yours.
Vendetta continues.
This is just reputation, which is why I have him in, to be honest. His numbers, I mean, he's got 19 goal contributions, but they just need to be better. They just need to be better. My only point is that when he's on,
he's good.
It's top 3, top 5 territory.
Yeah, top 3. I'll give him that.
Yeah, I'm just looking at some of the honourable mentions. I just think I'd have him. Next year, he probably won't be in it.
Next year, you never know.
Yeah, it's just reputation, to be honest.
I'll concur, I guess, with my 8 being Nico Williams. A bit of... I love it in the Euros, man. Oh, man. That was something special. From those who are on the flanks, and I guess it was always destined to happen that they wouldn't keep going the way they were going. Somehow Lamine continued it, which is just down to his greatness. Yeah. And you said a certain Argentinian, he's sort of giving that mould already. Whereas Nico Williams, it's always going to take him time to readjust. A lot of games played, a lot of long, late, serious games played, not much of a pre-season. Athletic Club started really poorly to start the season off. So they're starting to hit their straps. He's starting to hit his straps.
Yep.
But still, 16 goal contributions. That ain't too shabby for someone who is playing in a dangerous side, but a side that hasn't really been at their tip-top this season. So a lot more for him to go, but I've been happy enough this year for him at number 8.
No, fair enough. My 7 is Barcelona.
Okay.
I do have him in. I think him and Doué are neck and neck. Honestly, I fucking love Desiree Doué. But obviously, Barcelona plays and starts a lot more, and he has like 30 goal contributions this year, which is still fucked.
That's why I rate him very high.
Yeah. So maybe I've gone a bit unders on him, but he's fucking brilliant. He is. So was a bit quiet against Liverpool, I thought. Still had a phenomenal season. Probably his breakout year was last year, but this is properly cementing himself as one of the best. Mm-hmm. So
I agree.
Strongly.
Strongly agree. So, I've got Anthony Gordon, number 7. Oh, you forgot him. Oh, we got a very different list then.
I forgot him.
Did play cup final, maybe that's why he's got a phase out of the memory.
I'm pissed off at Newcastle at the moment, which is why. Oh,
Yeah.
I actually forgot him.
I don't know who you got that I don't have then. That'd be interesting.
Shit.
Now look.
Oh, shit.
Now look. I know there'll probably be people angry with this because people really like Anthony Gordon. A certain Flynn Tyson loves him to bits.
Very good.
I like the guy above him for the versatility, and the goals and the assists this season have been the same that it was last year. So only 15 goal contributions and 9 goals, 6 assists. Fantastic. Great to both sides. But the guys ahead have this crazy X factor I don't think he has. Natural ability, he's punching above his weight.
Yeah.
These guys above him are just naturally just so well gifted. So I've got him at 7, but probably on form is a top 5. I'm just seeing who you've got who I don't have then.
I don't know.
do you have 2 Madrid guys in this?
No. I've only got one.
Yeah, we're going to have so different. I'm definitely forgot someone then. Continue on. Because I've forced another Madrid guy in this list.
Oh. Okay.
That could play that.
Okay.
That gives it away.
I'm just pissed. Oh, fuck. Forgot Gordon. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. Anyway, my number 6. I've got Gakpo.
Agree. Exactly the same.
Yeah, it's been really, really good this year. Off that left.
Amazing 18
Finally
months,
playing in his natural position as
Yeah.
a left. Klopp played him as a striker, and yeah, that was just not his position. His numbers are pretty good considering he started off the year on the bench.
Yeah.
I think it's 16 goals, 5 assists.
Yep, 21 goal contribution.
And he's been injured over the last few games, and Liverpool have had their worst run of the season.
Yeah.
So desperately missed over the past few weeks. So yeah, he's my number 6.
Agree with that. That's why I have him over Gordon. He can play up top. I know he's not great there, but he can play up top, can play as a false 9, can play on the left.
Euros as well. I mean,
And I'm about to say,
last World Cup and the Euros, he's been like up there with the goal scorers.
Yeah, maybe it's a stretch saying 18 months, but last 12 months, one of the best in-form wingers in world football.
Yeah.
He carried that Dutch side, man.
He was big for them.
Depay is literally the most just hustle forward. He doesn't do anything else. Gakpo's doing a lot, so yeah, I agree with him at 6.
My 5 is Lookman.
I'd have Lookman.
Because this is the thing, right?
What plays as like
he plays as like a second striker, like an inside forward, but a lot of his chances, and he plays off the left.
He's the left.
Like Rotegi down the middle, Lookman as the inside left kind of forward. So I didn't have him originally.
I didn't even think.
Same
of
with
him.
number 4, but
so maybe that's why I've got this wrong. I've just forgotten these sort of second strikers.
but they're like second strikers. It's the same with number 4, who I've got number 4, but they play like a left forward kind of thing. They're not left wingers, but they're not strikers. Do you know what I mean?
I'm gonna have to put him in striker. I can't have forgotten him. But I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even think of him.
So I have Lookman as a left winger, but he's
the left forward.
Left forward.
Yeah, left forward.
I mean, yeah, big game player. Scores in pretty much every big game. Europa League is an example of that.
That final.
I mean, he's going to be on the move, and I expect the biggest clubs to be on in for him. I think Arsenal have to go in for him.
Yep.
I mean, fucking who else would go in
Liverpool
for him?
Go after him.
Potentially.
Diaz is on the way out.
Yeah, but I expect some big clubs to be going in for him.
Yeah.
Is there a Bundesliga club?
Bayern.
Maybe a Bayern. They do need to play off the left.
Piss him off. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. Where did he go?
Dortmund. Because they don't have enough.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Another left-sided winger.
But yeah, who else? I think he's definitely leaving, isn't he?
No, I'd agree. I've cooked that. This makes me look poor. I got Kuvica, Kvaratskhelia at 5.
Yeah.
He's had a rough old year, but he's moved 7 goals, 6 assists. Not his best, but since moving to Juventus would love him. Juventus would love him.
Jesus.
Since moving to PSG, he's been, I think, superb. And I doubted it, and I questioned the move. But one team's in a fucking quarterfinal of a Champions League, could go to a semi-final.
Yeah.
The other team is bottling a league title. So in the end, he's probably justified. He's played up top. He's played on the left. He's had to fill in some spots. There's no real proper striker at PSG, but him and Dembele carry the loads very, very well.
Dembele, my God.
To get on that list next week. That's going to be a very interesting list. But yeah, really, really impressed with him. As a player, I love his play. He's probably had a rough last 18 months, but I think he's back on the up.
Yeah,
so I've got him at 5.
My 4 is Marmoush.
Yeah,
so
okay.
Similar to Lookman, he's sort of that second striker, inside forward, but plays off the left, I guess, if you want to say.
Have a deep strikers list.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I was looking at strikers, like, oh my god, you could like make a list of 30 and struggle to get it down to 10. So have fun next week, mate.
Yeah, but I'm cooked.
But yeah, I mean, before he left, Frankfurt was in the top 2 for Bundesliga Player of the Year, maybe even the Bundesliga Player of the Year.
Could still be.
Has joined Man City and. Fucking hell, he's been very, very good, I think.
5 and 4, I think,
yeah,
in Prem.
He's been with the hat-trick against Newcastle. The goal on the weekend is just ridiculous, the way he hits that ball. I think he's been a real threat coming to the league, and he's just so exciting, man. Like, he's just so good to watch. So
Channel favourite, Mamu.
Yeah,
we love it.
Love him.
Forwards Barkala for me.
Nice.
30 goal contributions is fucking ridiculous. I know it's legal.
I think I know who your top 3 is.
Yeah, I think I've sort of made my own rules here. I've got a striker at number 1. Oh, that's giving away. I've forced one in and I've left out my emotion code. But no, Barkley's had a fantastic season. I'd agree with you. Underwhelming in the both legs versus Liverpool, I thought.
Yeah.
I have very high expectations of this guy. But again, another Euros reference. In the Euros, I thought they needed him. Whenever he played, they just looked a brighter side, France.
Yeah, they did.
So I'd like to see Barkla and Michael Elise play going forward. That is super exciting for me if France go that way rather than boring, backwards, slow Deschamps. So maybe if they go that way, they could win some more football games. But love what he done this year. Yeah. Playing above his age.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. My 3 is Kvaratskhelia.
Yeah.
Again, the numbers don't actually look that good. Like for a player of his qualities, there's 7 goals, 7 assists, which I thought he'd have a lot more. But he's one of those you just have to watch, and like the impact he has on the pitch is like ridiculous. So, I mean, against Liverpool, he was, especially the first game, he was a joke. Like honestly, that was
good luck
watching him. That was one of the best individual performances I've seen of the season. He was ridiculous that game, and was really good for Napoli coming to PSG, and he's looked very good as well. And that front line is so exciting with Barkla, him, Doué. Shocking Gonzalo Ramos. I mean, I guess. If you really want to, he's quite shit, but yeah, it's very exciting with Dembele as well. So,
okay, this is breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Vinny number 3 for me.
Wow.
I'm taking the last few weeks. I'm looking at my list. I'm like, can I make that next week? No, I'm going to keep that as I wrote it down. So I got Vinny 3 because the next 2. Well, one's a Ballon d'Or candidate, one is in the conversation now. So that's how I'm going to go with it. If you watch, I fucking love Vinny, but it's not been Vinny's year this year.
That is true.
Red cards, injuries at the important time of the season, and the other guy up top's done a better job, I think, this year.
Yep.
And this is the best. I said it. I was so excited to see them play together because we can finally see who really is the better player. Because I've been on this Vinny bandwagon for so long now. And I think I have to shut up because the other guy's outperforming him. And I still agree, though, he's had to shift his role to suit Mbappe. And you see that. 9 assists at this point of the season for Vinny is probably pretty high for him. You look at last season, probably 5 or 6 max assists. But he's got more assists in his game. Still the 18 goals. But he's not quite the best in that Madrid front line. So he's number 3.
2, I have Rafinha.
Yeah.
Hasn't won the Ballon d'Or yet.
No.
But he has been fucking phenomenal this season.
Yeah.
I just did not expect this to happen.
I didn't saw this happening.
To have Rafinha second in a top 10 list is just ridiculous. So, just everything he's done this year has been world class. He's the clear favourite for the Ballon d'Or. Now it's just up to Barcelona as a squad.
Yeah.
What they win, how much they win.
Yeah.
If they win the league and the Champions League,
Raps.
It's done.
Raps, yeah.
He wins it. Yeah. So, which is fucking crazy. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he's my number 2.
I like him, but he's not number 2 for me. Kylian Mbappe is number 2 for me.
Wait, what?
Mbappe's my number 2. With 34 goal contributions, just falls in number 2.
This is brilliant.
This is the biggest turnaround of all time. Shit. I've gone from
you went from
just Vinny's the best player.
The absolute slander and abusing it to now above Vinny. I love it.
One of the greatest flips of all time. I can't ignore it, man. 34 goal contributions is nuts. And he single-handedly kept Real competitive the last few weeks. On the weekend, we didn't touch on Real. Those 2 goals are huge. You can see what Ancelotti was saying about a disgrace, and now Real will never play a Saturday game ever again from the sounds of it, because they're not allowing that, and I'm assuming Perez will probably shoot someone if they do. So, but considering that, massive turning up on the weekend, score those 2 goals, him and Bellingham were class.
Yeah.
And it hurts me, but...
This is insane.
In the same team, he's been the better player.
Yes,
unequivocally, I can fight all I want, but I have to be honest. Even on Champions League nights now, it's Rodrigo and Mbappe, not no longer Vinny and Rodrigo. So as much as I love Vinny, he's going to come back next year. I'll change my list again next year when Vinny's got 40 goals as 20s next year.
He did, after losing the Ballon d'Or, he talked big, and he hasn't shown up. So.
No.
My number 1 is still Vinny. I haven't lost faith. Just Vinny. There's not much to say. He's still number 1 for me. So robbed, absolutely robbed. It's a disgrace. The Ballon d'Or is a joke of an award. I back Spain and the media and everyone in Spain. So fuck the Ballon d'Or. Fuck Rodri.
Real agenda.
Vinny is the best.
There you go. I got Rafinha as well.
Fucking hell.
Fair play as number 1. What is it? That's 45 goal contributions.
Jesus.
Averaging an 8 SOFA score rating, which is ridiculous. I looked at the weekend, wasn't his best game, an assist.
Yeah.
You know, like come on. This guy right now is unstoppable. You're telling me 3 years ago that guy, he was saving Leeds from relegation, is now captaining Barcelona to possibly a quadruple. Is ridiculous.
Yep.
And I said the Barcelona video, I think it came out 2 days ago now once this podcast came out. No one said it yet. They're on for a quad. They've won the Super Cup. They've got a Spanish Cup semi-final second leg event against Atletico.
Even I didn't. Jesus, I didn't even.
Champions League easy side draw. It would be so ironic though if Real stopped the quadruple by winning a treble of their own.
Yeah, you're not right.
They beat them in the Super Cup. They beat them in the Champions League. They beat them to the league title. That'd be
after
such
getting
a Real
pants by them in the league, and
they win 3 games versus them all year. It means they get the treble and Barca get 1 trophy.
Oh my god!
Can we, the script writers, please.
It's been that kind of season.
That's it. Yeah. But Rafinha has done that for me. Hansi Flick has repeatedly come out in the media, said how important this guy is for the club. Yeah. I'm putting him number 1 purely on shock rating in itself. And again, I make my list normally in the last 18 months. Has anyone performed anywhere near this guy?
Yeah, no.
It's ridiculous. So he's number 1 for me and quite a distance at the moment.
Fair play.
Hey, El Clasico top 3 for me. That's
fair enough. That is fair enough.
And
I'll have Mbappe as a striker.
Yes, I was going to have him as a striker, but I forgot Marmoush and Lookman really left, so I've left them out.
His strikers next week?
Do you want to hold them? But when are you going away?
Well, so I leave on the 7th. We'll have 2 pods. So
timed
it absolutely fucking perfect.
We might do the right wingers and save the strikers for the week before you go.
I like it. Yeah,
we'll finish on a high.
No, I like that.
I'm going to have a lot of fucking players to fit in the 10 spots though.
Mate, the next 2 are going to be the hardest. There's been some mad right wingers this year. And strikers.
Who do you pick as one as a right winger? Because the last week's obviously changed the narrative very quickly.
I mean, if we're basing it on a week, Salah doesn't make it. So,
tell you what, people will.
Ramadan is number 1. Ramadan's number 1.
Oh fuck! Yeah, true. Yeah, 1-0. We waffled today. Let's quickly just rattle through some of these late games. Leipzig got a massive win versus Dortmund that I guess condemns Dortmund to no Europe. I think it's too far now.
Dortmund now,
they're still 11th. They have not climbed the top half. The player of the game was Golashi. Player of the weekend is Golashi. 9 saves, 9.8 match rating, prevented 3 goals.
9.8
match rating as a goalkeeper. I've never seen the like. Second half, I think Dortmund the boast or like the woodwork 6 times. So Bayer hit it twice, Adeyemi twice. I think there was another 2 in there. Openda and Simmons, the goal scorers. I'm not going to say they're back, but it was better. Yeah. But that second half was embarrassing, I thought, from Leipzig. This is a game where I think no one comes out as a winner. Yeah. Leipzig, yes, you win 2-0.
They only won because they're at home, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, literally. And because Dortmund went away, they can't win away. So
Yeah.
it's not allowed.
Even Dortmund, I can't really complain. Like, I thought
They played great
they were
second
better.
half, but first half, man, come on.
I've
Start
gotten
the
used
game.
to it. That's just them. That for whatever reason, they
just
don't
don't
like
start.
sleeping in different beds.
Yeah,
or-
yeah.
I don't know what it is. So I've just got
Yeah.
I've just gotten used to Dortmund. I don't know.
Can they sign a centre back as well, please? Emre Can is killing me at centre back. It's driving me nuts.
Their defense has been
Horrid.
shit.
Horrid.
Anton's been shit. Schlotterbeck's been
Out of position most of the time.
out of position, but
Rarson,
Yeah.
average.
Erson it's just such a boring, uninspiring defense.
And the front
really
line's
is.
incredible. It's so much fun
Yeah,
to
they
watch.
had-
Bayer,
Guirassi's
getting
been
so
good
involved. Guirassi's
still.
being involved. Adiemi's back. And the midfield. I rave at Sabitzer and Gross, but they've been fours at best, fives.
Yeah.
It's and good to see Simmons back in the goals.
Yep.
But
Nice finish.
I think Leipzig are still a long way off it.
Yeah. I mean,
Second half, they were
Leipzig
pathetic.
are a long way off. Dortmund are even
Yeah,
fucking miles
another
away. But yeah,
postcode.
both teams. That was actually a really disappointing game. I'm not gonna lie. I was quite disappointed by that.
Entertainment wise, as a neutral, I'm sitting there and saying thank you.
They're just both shit.
But they're not good. Yeah, they're not good.
Like they're just
It's like if Chelsea and City played right now, I reckon it'd be the same thing. They're both in horrid form.
they're in no man's land.
But
Both
it's gonna
these teams.
Oh, these teams are nowhere.
Like it's
But Leipzig for that win now all of a sudden have a sniff.
yeah.
You know,
where they both go in the transfer window is going to be interesting. Where they spend,
where they got in the manager
how much
market
they
will be
spend.
as well.
Yeah.
Because this Leipzig manager's now been in or out for like the last year. It felt like
Yeah.
is he there?
They've
Is he
had
not?
two different teams. At the start of the year, they were defensive as hell.
Yeah.
Didn't concede anything, and now they're sort of scoring, but it's just so
They're leaky.
uninspiring, man. Like
Uninspiring.
fucking hell.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the Leipzig side really ever, and they're always entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll give up a few goals here and then. They'll lose a shot game, but they've always been entertaining, and you can see where they're going as a club.
Yeah.
Now I don't
Jurgen,
know.
mate.
Now I don't know.
You're gonna go get your shit together.
Yeah, what are you doing, mate? Fucking seriously, go back to retirement. Honestly.
I wonder what Salzburg are doing. I don't know if they're stinking.
Oh, I
up
mean,
as well.
Pep Linders got sacked a few
Did he?
ages ago. Yeah, he was dog shit.
Oh, there you go.
He was terrible. For
That's a
them.
classic case if you cannot be a manager as assistant.
Yeah.
There's not many assistants that can be managers.
Yeah.
Different breed. And then it's about time we talk. Actually, at the end of the show, we're going to talk about the great finishes. LATE-ERKUSEN were back.
Leverkusen.
Absolutely heroic from them.
How did they win this game?
And this game could be wrapped up in 30 minutes. I think Stuttgart should have been up 3 or 4 in the first half an hour. And then just they did what they did best. So Walter Mata made it 2-0.
Yep.
Linked to Manchester United, by the way.
Is he?
I wouldn't mind a bit of Walter Mata up top.
He's decent.
Proper
you know?
centre forward. Frimpong makes it 2-1. We go towards halftime. We come out of the halftime 3-1.
Jonathan Tah for that third goal is a disgrace, by the way.
Pathetic, by the way. Yes.
He is so far out that door. It is not funny.
Yeah.
He is fucking gone.
I agree. Hincapie made it 3-2. Basically, 5 minutes after that, made it 3-1. And then the games that went quiet. There was the odd chance. I mean, Adley came very close from the cutback. Somehow didn't get that ball on target. But then the 18th minute, I don't really know what to make of this goal, but it's a goal nonetheless.
It went in.
It went in.
It counted.
It's ugly, but
It
went in. I wrote down, don't know what to say in my notes. And then when you want to win a game of football, it's a 94th or above minute. There's only one man.
There's
that
not a
comes to
better
mind.
player in world football as soon as it hits 90 than Patrick
He looks
Schick.
like Will E. He's got a square head, and his name's Patrick Schick
He's the best 90th minute player
of all time.
of all time. Yeah.
Uh,
Him and fucking Divock Origi are
yeah.
the clutchest
Get him on.
forwards
Get him on.
in the history
Break,
of football.
accelerator, Patrick
Mate,
Schick.
this guy is nuts.
And it
In
was
the
a
9th
good
minute.
little
It
finish
was a
as well. A
great
little
finish.
flick on.
I mean, Stuttgart defensively that was poor. You
Oh,
just
no,
allow
no,
him to get
yeah.
onto the inside of you,
Yeah.
get goal side, but the headers, that's a tough header.
Yeah.
The ball from Frimpong is great.
Superb.
But, I mean, as soon as that ball goes in and you see Schick making that run, was there really any doubt that that was is always going in? I mean, I'm just looking at the ladder. 6 points. Bayern are struggling.
It's 6 games left though, isn't it? How many games left is it?
Is this only 6 games?
They play 34 in the season.
Oh, Bayern have same. So Leverkusen have Bochum.
They've got the exact same run home, I think.
Really?
Literally. Oh, not exactly the same, but they both have a Bochum. They both have St. Pauli. They both have Mainz, I'm pretty sure.
Mainz is all.
So whoever wins their respective
Bayern have a
game,
Dortmund in there. They got Dortmund.
I'll get this. Bundesliga posted the comparison literally yesterday.
Oh, did they?
And I reckon it's almost identical. Where are we?
They have Augsburg away. They got Bayern has some tough ones.
Okay, so here we go. So we've got for Bayern, Pauli, Augsburg, Dortmund, Heidenheim, Mainz, Leipzig, Borussia Mönchengladbach, and Hoffenheim. Whereas Leverkusen have Bochum, Heidenheim, Union, Pauli, Augsburg, Freiburg, Dortmund, Mainz. So they're almost exactly the same.
See, the next 4 or 5 games for Leverkusen I think are good.
Yeah.
Then the end was what? Freiburg.
So you got Augsburg, Freiburg, Dortmund, Mainz.
That's tough.
That is the ultimate third
to end the season. That is cooked.
Whilst Bayern have Mainz, Leipzig, Gladbach, Hoffenheim potentially competing for safety.
Is that away or home?
Away. But it reminds you of the 2 years ago when Dortmund won, and then was it Kimmich in the 90th minute away scores against Wolfsburg, was it?
It wasn't Musiala.
Was it Musiala?
Musiala scored the absolute banger to win the
right at the end, away at Wolfsburg, I'm pretty sure. And it's giving that vibe. I reckon it might get close and they'll win it at Hoffenheim.
I think it could be back on, mate.
Both teams have Dortmund. Both play them at home. Both play Heidenheim away. Both play Mainz, but
that's mad how those fixtures have worked, eh?
Both play Pauli. Bayern have it at home though. They've got Freiburg and Leipzig for each side, so one each. I guess there. You got a Gladbach and an Augsburg. I said they both have Augsburg as well.
Both have Augsburg. They both have the same, literally the same.
So it's Union versus Hoffenheim basically.
Yeah, and Union just drew to Bayern, so.
It's gonna be dangerous for Leverkusen if they can't drop that one.
That win was so big on the weekend. That is how the fuck.
We said this
I think it's meant to be.
We said this last week. Every time Bayern had dropped, if you look at the graph of like WLD, every time there's an L, it's an L. It's like an L, match up.
Yeah.
And for the first time, I think in about 12 or so games, they're finally not matched up.
Yeah.
And it says D, and it says W.
W.
And that's just momentum, I feel like. But 6 points. If they'd done this earlier in the year and it's now 4 points, I'm like, okay, it's on.
Yeah.
But 6 points.
How's the goal difference? I think
Bayern are cooked. They're so clear.
Okay, it was diced. Okay, yeah. I got ahead of myself.
Hey, I'm backing this in hard. If we can go to the final match day with 2 points separating the two sides.
The goal difference. Goal difference. They're ahead by 25.
Yeah, okay. But no, it's LATE-ERKUSEN. We believe in this side.
All they have to do is draw a few games. Just
Bayern have Champions League. They don't.
I'm not giving up hope.
No, I'm not either. Oh boy, did it give us a sniff.
It's very.
I sniffed that. I can smell from a mile away.
It's very, very faint.
But it's there.
The light is you can barely see it, but we can see it.
Hey, there's a light in the tunnel. It could be a train.
Yeah, we can see it. We can see it. That's all that matters.
It could run us over, but it could be also salvation. It could be a back-to-back title for Leverkusen. Hey,
so we just need
Andrich back. Frimpong in good form. Yeah. Schick winner. Boniface playing. Amin Adli involved.
But no.
It still was 4-4-2, but it was improvements. And I'm happy with that.
Is Florian Wirtz coming back or is he done?
Well, I tell you what, if it's 3 points with 3 games to go, he playing on 1 foot.
Yeah.
Amputate that shit off if you have to. let the kid play.
You have to, yeah.
He's superb. Yeah. Frimpong for me, man of the match. A goal and assist, 2 key passes, 6 out of 14 ground duels, 3 tackles. Leverkusen only made 3 big chances and scored 4 goals.
It was one of those how they won it.
LATE-ERKUSEN.
My God, it's what they needed with 6 games to go. Just give them a little bit of hope.
I think the football world now has woken up and thought, okay, we've got something here.
Maybe we've got something here.
Because I think
maybe
everyone is here for this Leverkusen.
LATE-ERKUSEN are back.
Alonso back in the celebration as well. Oh, it was good. It made me happy.
Yeah.
We're going to run out of time for our second segment. We'll save that for next week. Let's quickly do our weekly finish off. Leeds drew again.
It's all falling apart.
Burnley broke the record for clean sheets and are now within a game.
It's only
of
2
Leeds.
points, first and third, I think, if
Yeah.
I'm not wrong. Yeah. Leeds, you know what? When they were 7 points clear, I think the team in third had a game in hand.
I was
But
like, no,
still,
they got it.
you were fucking bang
I
on.
was like, no, they're gone.
You were like, this is it. This is where somehow it all goes down, and they're not gonna get into the automatic promotion. I mean,
I'll give you the up the next 2 games because we probably won't touch on this for a little bit. We'll let them sizzle, simmer away. Burnley at home to Bristol, clean sheet.
yep.
And Leeds have to host Swansea.
We know what happened last time Leeds and Swansea played.
We know when they hosted the last whatever.
That was fucked, that game.
Amelia had glass hands. And then Leeds go to Luton away, who are battling for survival. Whilst
You just
know
what's
what's going to
happening
happen.
there.
Adebayo
25
or
shots for Leeds,
Colton Morris.
1 to Luton, and they fucking win 1-0.
And then the next game for Burnley is away to Coventry. Oh, God.
That West Brom plays Sunderland as well. That's a
That
big
weekend
one.
might be the best championship weekend we've had in a while.
That's a big one.
So keep an eye on that one. As I said, Leeds, they're top, but they are falling apart. 2 wins in their last 5.
I reckon Sheffield's the banker.
Sheffield are going up.
It feels they always
Yeah.
just
They're
always
boring,
go up.
they get it done.
Yeah.
Sunderland and Coventry are knocking on the door as, I guess, the challengers.
Well, it
That
feels like
third place
Sunderland.
side.
They're just kind of waiting for they just hurry up with the playoffs.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
come on.
Yeah, I guess Coventry still have the threat of dropping out, but they are coming in with such great form.
Frank Lampard's done an insane job there,
Mate.
man. Jesus.
And then
What a
Plymouth
job.
dropped back to last after Luton got a draw
Yes.
after the win.
Come on.
So there is a chance that somehow Luton stay up 4 points back of Cardiff.
Yeah,
That game versus the Leeds could be their season decider.
they're gone, aren't they? They're gone.
They somehow win that. You never know. But there you go. That's a week in the footballing world. Fucking shit tons to cover this week.
Oh, we didn't even touch on
Prem,
we
I know.
We missed out on the other segment we had, but that was
That one I'm excited for. And I really wanted to do it because I had a certain right winger from PSG in my list because I was very happy with what he's done this year. But we'll deal with that next week. Next week, we'll do right wingers next week as well. We'll do...
yeah. That'll be tough.
And then
That'll
we'll
be
go
tough.
into our successful transfers. Then we'll have strikers. Then you disappear for 2 weeks or a week.
Yeah, I think
weeks.
2 weeks I'll miss. Yeah.
So we'll have 3 cameras pointed at my fat head for a week. And then we'll be back. And we'll probably start team of the seasons when you come back because we start...
Bro, it's gone so quick,
The
man.
year's flying. Like every time I do my prediction video, episode, 29. We're close. Like we are
Bro.
within single digits of the season
It's
finishing.
gone so quick. Fucking hell. Where's this season gone?
And then cue the chaos of the off season.
Oh, God. What the fuck are we going to talk about?
Relegation and promotion in the Premier League.
Yeah.
PSG's
Hopefully the transfer window is a
manager market, maybe.
manager mark.
The International Club World Cup starts. Another money grab for FIFA.
Not for this podcast, though, I don't think.
If we're really struggling, we'll start covering that.
Yep.
Um,
John Duran heading back to Aston Villa.
Yep, 25 million return
Yeah.
clause. Yep.
That's so
That's one of the crazy return clauses I've ever seen. That is 4D chess by Villa. That and a lot more to be excited about come the off season. Thank you this week, mate, for coming back on.
No,
Next week,
good.
we're back
Thank
to the
you.
double.
Yep.
Every fortnight, so Monday we'll be back next week, and we'll be back here on Thursday next week.
Has Tots signed the ting or?
The thing's been signed, but it's on a availability process.
Okay.
It could be a red eye on Monday if he wants to get on. It might be a 7 a.m. banker. A banker at 7 a.m.
Kid hell. Oh, you boys doing 7 a.m. I could never.
Luckily, there's no Prem football on the weekend. There's international
true.
break, so we
That's
can
true.
just recap
Yeah.
rather
Recap
than
the world.
watch a game at 1 a.m. and get up at 6 a.m.
Yeah, fuck it hell. Fuck that.
And thanks for all who joined or watched back the live stream on Sunday. That was a crazy night. I was shattered in that one. But I got some good clips out of it.
The reactions were good. As much as it hurt watching.
Did you tell my voice was going though?
Yeah,
'Cause
I could
the
tell.
second game, the voice was very
I
deep.
could tell. But the reactions to the Newcastle goals were very good. So.
It was a game that was
Very, very
entertaining, I'll be honest.
Was it?
You know what? As much as I didn't want to bring it up today, it was a good cut. It was a cup final, so it's going to be scrappy, but I think it was quite entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe not for you because you didn't have much moments to scream and shout about.
Fucking, I was falling asleep.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was.
Can we just get a one-word summary of the Liverpool fan club at 3 a.m. Australian Western time?
Depressed.
And on that note, we'll see you guys next Thursday. See you later, guys. 5 stars on Spotify. Like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. We'll see you guys next week.